Hi, this is MrByZ, and today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the TIE Advanced and the different versions we've gotten through the years, which aren't that many, but there's a few to go through here.
So next we have Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, and again, it's the same basic ball cockpit here. It is a dark gray rather than white. We still have the buttons to push for the wings to come flying off, but we have new wings. Now on the vintage ones like this, the solar panels on the wings were done with stickers. We'll get to how they changed that in modern times. Again, we open the cockpit, and there is a vintage Darth Vader in there. Look at that. I won't just take him out of there. I didn't know he was there. And the cockpit raises and lowers. You can see kind of the detail that we've got in there. And just like before, we have the handle on the back with the button. So this one actually has a battery compartment cover and even the little light that's going to light on the front. Again, it's the same basic idea, just new wings. In 1995, we got what really is the first brand new vehicle with brand new mold of a Star Wars toy in the Darth Vader TIE Fighter. If you remember, the vintage one was the same basic cockpit with just new wings. And as you notice, this has a completely different body, albeit mine's very dusty, that is much more accurate to the film. It's a whole wide wing attachments, whatever you call it, wing arms, I don't know, and this whole extra back body, which the other one never had at all. And if we flip it over, we can see it's just completely new mold. Now there's a couple features that this has. It does have a different cockpit, of course, because, there's actually a Vader in there, look at that. Completely different cockpit, of course, because it's a whole new mold. And it also, you see these missiles and guns over here. Well, the guns, if you remember that lever that was on the bottom, let's see if I can make this happen. You pull on that lever and out pops these extra guns. And of course, these aren't very movie accurate, but it's a little fun extra play. And we have these missiles that if you press these buttons right back in here, it will fire them. I'm not going to do that right now. But it was a great new version of the Vader TIE Fighter. And, gone are the stickers on the wings and all that. These are completely different wings, too. It was an all-new vehicle. This is the first all-new vehicle we ever got from Hasbro. It was followed up by a couple others, like the T-16 Skyhopper and things like that. But it was great to get a new mold, whereas everything else that was coming out was just using the vintage molds. That first TIE Fighter had an early variation where the missiles were actually green. As you notice on the other one, they were completely the same dark blue-gray color. Here we actually have green missiles. This was just, I guess, for safety. I'm not sure. And while all the TIE Fighters, Vader's TIE Fighter put out were the same basic mold, this was the last one they did. This was put out in the Death Star 2-pack, like it was a big trench run looking thing with an redone Luke's X-Wing. If you've watched my X-Wing video, it was one of the last ones I had in there. And this TIE Fighter. You notice, I know it's dusty, but you'll see like a little bit of battle damage on it. The cockpit window is now painted all around this, which is a nice addition. It's a darker gray. The interior cockpit looks like the same mold. Strangely enough, no stickers in there, even though we had stickers before. But that's the exact same vehicle, same mold. Same missiles, same guns, all that. It just looks a little bit nicer with a slightly better paint job. I'm putting this here because it kind of goes with the Darth Vader TIE Fighter. It's very similar. And this is the TIE Prototype X1 from Rebels. You can see a lot of similarities of Vader's TIE Fighter, especially looking at it head on. This has movable wings. You can fold these in for what was kind of a landed mode. Although it doesn't have landing gear, so when you do that, it kind of rocks back on itself. It's kind of weird. We still have the front opening cockpit. Oh, look, there's an Inquisitor in there. And, of course, this is an all-new vehicle, has completely different mold. Pull the Inquisitor out. And you can see what the interior of that looks like. It's definitely different from Vader's. It's a much smaller ship from Vader's. If you want to compare, you can see here, as well as from the front. You can see how different they are, how much, it's just a little bit smaller than that. Kind of a nice addition. The only weird thing is there's no like decals or anything on the outside of the wings. I don't remember in the show if it had that or not. And it's got it on the inside, which is nice. It's a nice little vehicle. No missiles that fire, although there's something that does something. Oh, wait, maybe there are missiles that fire. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's missiles that fire. Never mind. Press that little button and they fire off. But it was a nice extra vehicle. It's just from Rebels, so it's pretty cool to have. And of course, in the folklore of Vader's TIE Fighter, it was an advanced prototype, so this seems to be like maybe the early prototype of what we see for Vader's TIE. I'm not sure.
So that was my retrospective on the TIE Advanced. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and do the TIE Bomber, which of course there's only one mold on that one, so we'll just see the different versions that came up from Hasbro on that. But we'll hit the TIE Bomber, and then we'll finish up with the TIE Interceptor. And there may be one more thing in there. We'll see how that happens. So I hope you enjoyed this. It's kind of a nice way to see all the different versions of these vehicles that come out. If you haven't checked out already, I've done like X-Wing, Y-Wing, A-Wing, and B-Wing retrospectives, and then the regular TIE Fighter, of course. And I'm going to keep going on some things like this just so we can see all the differences. Differences, yeah. And then, of course, I have my regular reviews of new product and sometimes old product that's come out. You can always check out those. If you haven't already, you can subscribe to my channel and you'll always be updated on that stuff. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them below. And you can always share this if you'd like. I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed. And get out there and just enjoy your collection.